In studio guest Martin Benavente, president of Guam Housing Corporation. We're talking about affordable homes, affordable housing here. Has never been defined before. And Martin, before we went on the break, we're talking about some of these homes, and I was looking at it. I go, really? Because you're thinking $100,000, $50,000, $40,000, $30,000 homes. Man, what is this? What is this? But you have some pictures here, and some of their homes, and maybe you can raise it and show the camera and all this.
Well, we're basically we're not looking and talking about little cubes, container type homes. We got different shapes, but they're all really home looking. And some of there's one here that's metal frame. There's one that's made out of interlocking blocks, and it's cement. And then there's one, I don't know which one it is exactly right now, but one made out of something called wafflecrete, which is basically cement poured in a waffle-shaped mold, and then they come up here and they put it together like a Lego. Wow. And the interlocking blocks, for instance, they don't need as much rebars and stuff like that, so that's why the prices can go down. And then the waffle thing is the same thing.
And it's not as labor intensive, right?
Not labor intensive. They put it together like a Lego, and then they come up with these different. But the designs that we're looking at are almost looking stateside looking.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think there's one here that actually, when I asked him for a 2-bedroom, they gave me a 2-bedroom and what he calls a family room. But that can always be converted to another bedroom. But what we're talking about here is that you have the ability to build a starter home.
Sure.
Then from the starter home with the same type of materials, you can expand. We didn't ask for a carport because to me that's just a luxury that we don't want at this moment. But whenever you're ready to, when your job gets better, you find your wife gets a job or somebody else in the family earns more, then you can improve and increase.
Sure.
And it reflects pretty much even our own lives.
Sure.
I started out with a starter home. I shared a bedroom, not the bedroom, but I shared the main house with my brother. He had a second bedroom, and I built a first bedroom, and we shared the living and the bathroom together. So that became our starter home, and I'm certainly proud that we were able to grow out of that.
I mean, perfect example. Years back in the Kaiser home, and I think were you the commissioner at the time?
No, that was the other Benavente.
Okay, but anyway, the Kaiser home. I mean, some of them are still have the original design.
Yes, they do.
But most of them have changed and they've evolved over the years.
Yeah, and back then, I mean, the starter homes as starter homes, they were selling for $15,000, $16,000, $18,000.
Sure.
And today, those homes are worth $250,000 to $300,000. So, and they're still standing. I think that the way the new structures are being set up, they have proved that their systems remain standing. And like we had modular homes made out of wood, they're still standing. We have Quonset huts that are made out of tin.
Now let me ask you this, because obviously, to be on the Guam Housing Corporation program and this program, there are qualifications. But once these homes get started and contractors out there, even people who want to build homes in their property can probably contract these people out. But tell us the qualification again for the folks who are looking into, I don't quite have that much money. Maybe I got a few grand here, but how do I know whether I'm qualified?
Okay.
I don't have any property and all that, but what can I do?
Well, each person has a different income. Everybody has a different financial status. So the best way we do this is my loan administrator, Mary Guerrero, always says, don't disqualify yourself. Come in, bring your documents in, and we'll look at it for you. We'll tell you how much you qualify.
Documents meaning what you're earning and things like that?
Credit cards and other loans that you might have.
Okay.
And then we'll evaluate that versus your income and what you owe. Will tell us what we need to know. And then you can walk out of there already knowing what you qualify for. And if you want to increase your qualification, all you need to do is remove a credit card here or a debt there that you can manage to do without.
Now, in the past, Guam Housing Corporation, you had to have a three financial institution rejections
Yes,
to qualify. I think that has since changed. Now, people who have maybe in the past, the 9/11 situation, the SARS situation, where they had, their jobs, just wasn't. I mean, they couldn't handle the employees anymore, so they got laid off and all that, and they still had bills to pay. Their credit went bad. Some people maybe had to file for bankruptcy. Now, as your loan officer say, don't disqualify yourself. So if you've had in the past, if you've really tried, instead of just frivolously spending, if you really tried, but you as we all do sometimes, fall into some financial situations here. You got a smidge on your credit. Maybe you've had bankruptcy situation here. Does that disqualify me right off the bat?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't disqualify you. You're being single, being married, being from another land, it doesn't disqualify you. So you just come in there, and then we can do that in the privacy of the the loan officer's tables and qualify most. There are some guidelines that we have to follow. Number one, what we're proposing here is being proposed on Chamorro Land Trust property. So you have to be Chamorro Land Trust qualified. And you could be a veteran and Chamorro Land Trust qualified, because we are the only ones authorized to process a loan with the Chamorro Land Trust properties. Now, the other part is that you have to be a first-time homeowner, and you get that single rejection from a bank. But it doesn't stop you from going to another credit union or another bank and asking them to finance. You can also build on your own lots. You can build on top of your house with the metal buildings, because they're light enough. They don't require the structure to be a double strength. So there's a lot of ways to do it, but the best way to do it is to come in, tell us your situation, call the office, make an appointment with the loan people, and we discuss things real quick, and by the time you walk out what you can do.
Now, I know in the past there were some efforts. I don't know if there was legislation that was required of that, but there was conversation in accommodating disabled veterans as well. Are there programs for disabled vets as well?
The Veterans Affairs has a huge sum of money that they're made available over the last few years. I keep hearing about that, and they can qualify for that. If it's on Chamorro Land Trust, we again have an MOU with the VA office, so we process your loan for them. And a veteran, from what I understand, can get up to as much as $600,000 because they have the money.
They have the money.
That's one thing that has not been touched by the Congress or anybody, and it's sitting there, and they're telling us, get the veterans to use it. So you can use it on your own land. You can put it on Chamorro Land Trust land. There's ways to do it.
Yeah, you don't hear much about that.
No, well, we've been doing with the VA office here. We've been doing outreach programs. But we've been outreaching to the Vietnam War veterans, era veterans. So a lot of them have their own homes already. What we're looking at now is reaching out to the Afghan war and the Iraq war veterans who are coming home without a house yet. So we're looking for them. We're asking them to come in and help us. And we've talked to the National Guard General, and he's told us that we can have access to them.
And maybe now, when you're looking at veterans who are since become disabled, they're getting older. It's harder for them now to get around their homes. Now, maybe there are some programs that can refurbish their homes now to accommodate maybe wheelchairs and things.
Yes, there's programs that are coming out of GURA that would even give you grants, not necessarily a loan, to modify your home so that it becomes, you can, the word I'm thinking is handicap, but that's challenge. For the veterans that are challenged, they can modify their homes, whiten the doors to the bathroom so they can pass through with a wheelchair. There's grant monies available for that.
Okay. Yes. Hey, we're going to take a break again. When we come back, again, you can give us the information as how people can get a hold of Guam Housing Corporation to, again, be qualified.
Yes.
Be right back.